On a rough night weather-wise. True Manchester weather to greet the current holders of this competition, Chelsea. But Manchester City, they want their trophy back, a trophy that they won in 2019 in dramatic fashion against Arsenal. Chelsea beating Arsenal last season at the death in Nottingham. The first time that Chelsea had won the League Cup as we know it. City is 3 times winners. A competition they know so well. Only Arsenal have played in more finals than them. But tonight and a semi-final still stand in their way. Both of these two teams, by the way, warmed up for tonight with victories in the WSL at the weekend. City scoring 7 here against Aston Villa, extending their winning run to 5 straight games in all competitions. Chelsea made it 31 WSL games unbeaten when beating Manchester United to go to the top of the table. The current champions had to work for it, and in the end, the perfect preparation for this one tonight. The rain has been pouring all day. There may not be any fans in here tonight, but Storm Christoph certainly making his presence felt. Just awaiting the teams to make their way out. There is a 5-point difference between these two in the WSL. These two who kicked off the season in the Shoppies Community Shield at Wembley, which Chelsea came out on top of, and Chelsea beating them also at Kingsmeadow in the WSL earlier this season. Seeming positive frame of mind. Ellie Roebuck on the bench tonight. It's been City's main #1. Certainly in the league, although another red out for Karen Bardsley this evening. As Chelsea subs take their place too. Again, it's another young bench for Manchester City. Once more academy products on the substitutes bench tonight. We'll take you through the team news in just a moment once the teams have fully made their way out. So Chelsea to emerge first. The current holders of this competition and how they were able to eventually get their hands on the trophy against Arsenal last season. The final domestic honour that was missing in their trophy cabinet, which continues to sparkle thanks to Bethany England's goals in the final. But it is a competition that Manchester City regards so highly. And even Gareth Taylor was talking about their affinity with this competition in his pre-match comments. 3 times winners, 2014, 16 and 19. And 2016 on this ground against Birmingham after extra time. As for the team news, City welcome back Alex Greenwood and Kira Walsh into the starting 11 for this one. Janine Becky and Laura Coombs, the 2 to drop to the bench. Lauren Held gets another start tonight. She's been in blistering form since she returned from a hamstring injury and was at the double against Villa at the weekend. In goal, Karen Bardsley starts once more, part of the club's success in the league on all 3 occasions in the League Cup. And City have lifted this trophy. For Chelsea, Emma Hayes also not holding back when it comes to her starting 11. Just one change from the weekend. Bethany England, as we've just seen, their hero in this competition last season, comes in to replace match winner against Manchester United, Fran Kirby, who is playing some of her very best football in recent months. Congratulations to Magda Eriksson and Pernilla Harder, along with Lucy Bronze of City, that have made the UEFA Fans Women's Team of the Year for 2020. scoring twice in last season's final success. She's got 22 goals in this competition, and no player has scored more goals than her. Emma Hayes was delighted at how the game plan was executed to perfection against Manchester United on Sunday to leapfrog United to the top of the table. Richie Watkins, our referee tonight, with both skippers in Magda Eriksson of Chelsea and Steph Horton of Manchester City. Alaman to preside over proceedings in place of Gareth Taylor tonight. He's continuing to self-isolate. We wish him well. But perhaps he'll be not grateful to be keeping warm with this rain that we've got here in Manchester tonight. Before we get underway, both teams taking the knee. The fight against racism and discrimination. So a quarter-final between two of the very best teams around is underway, and a fixture that would befit the final itself, really. West Ham or Durham awaiting the semi-finals, which will be played at the start of February. But City and Chelsea in terrific form. First touch of the night for Lucy Bronze. Voted best in the world. There is Jill Scott, who's on the score sheet against Aston Villa at the weekend, and it was an occasion for her which saw her end 973 days without a WSL goal. Hemp's cross is blocked. There's Jill Scott, who scored her 20th WSL goal at the weekend. Back to May 2018, the last time she'd scored. Steph Horton for Alex Greenwood, who goes long, direct towards Ellen White, once of Chelsea blue. Free kick goes Chelsea's way. Got that League Cup monkey off their back last season when Bethany England scored late on to beat Arsenal. Can they progress tonight? Progress all the way, waiting for what would be a second successive season. Only Arsenal have done that when they won 3 in a row between 2011 and 13. City were actually the last team to beat Chelsea in this competition in regulation time in 2019, en route to winning the trophy. Louise Kelly in the way, there she is again. Stayed in play this. Manchester City will get the free kick. Lucy Bronze says that she's returned to City as a better player, a better leader as well, just feeling one there. One of the worst-kept secrets, really, of the summer. She made a move from Olympique Lyonnais along with Alex Greenwood. Here is Horton. Bardsley, they're happy to try and play their way out of trouble here with a high press from Chelsea. And they've done well, City. They kept that cool in the end. It will be a Chelsea throw, though. Chelsea winners in the last meeting in October at Kingsmeadow in the WSL. 3-1 it was. And an entertaining one, with a couple of penalties thrown in for good measure too. They rarely win here though, City their ultimate bogey team really, especially on Mancunian soil. Final game before the first lockdown in England. These two played out a 3-3 thriller in the WSL. Here's Millie Bright, made the FIFA Best 11 as well. England. Not a bad replacement for Chelsea tonight. Bethany England coming in for Frank Kirby. He's playing some of her best football. Kirby, Chelsea's all-time top scorer. It's been Morgan back for Alex Greenwood. And Barnsley, one of the club's longest serving players. Scott's flick on. Scott's Eriksson. Good one for Horton. And Bronze. Kira Walsh to calm things down for City. Here's Morgan. And Hem could get going for Manchester City here. Esme Morgan. Greenwood loves that crossfield pass. Not quite on the money for Chloe Kelly though. Settled in so well after a big move from Everton, Chloe Kelly. A London girl from Ealing. Too far away from Chelsea, in the west of London. Shows as well how much these two wanted tonight with the starting 11s they put out. The lack of changes really from the weekend. That looked like handball. Erin Cuthbert can bring it away. She might have got away with that. Harder. And once again, the Dane. She's Georgia Stanway biting at her ankles. Millie Bright, in the last meeting in October, gave away a penalty for handball. In the end, it wasn't a matter. It was a goal scorer here in 2018 in a 2-2 draw, Millie Bright. Eriksson was dealt some more high praise from Emma Hayes after their game against Manchester United at the weekend. Emma Hayes having no doubt that she will be a future Chelsea manager. Want to chase for Hemp. This might just skip away on a surface which has been battered by the rain today here in the east of Manchester. These two separated by 5 points in the league. This was the handball appeal against Erin Cuthbert. Both victorious at the weekend. City so good here at home as well. Beaten in 26 home games in the league. Keeping clean sheets in half of those. They were 6-0 up by the break on Sunday against Aston Villa. As many as 16 first half attempts, say the statistics. Ellen White getting on the score sheet now within 2 of Vivianne Miedema as the all-time top scorer in the league. Here's Cuthbert. It's a fabulous ball into England. He couldn't get there in time. Danger not over with yet. Pernilla Harder up against Morgan. Which way will this go? It will be a City ball. Well, Bethany England was arriving like an old express train there. She just couldn't arrive in time. Sumptuous ball in from Erin Cuthbert, it really was. It's a good chance this for Chelsea. Here's G. That's a great pass for Kerr. Sam Kerr for Chelsea. Only find the side netting. Well, it just wasn't her day on Sunday against United. Chances are plenty, especially in the first half. And she's had her first sight of a goal here in this quarter-final. There's always going to be a difficult one with Barsley just making that angle so acute, covering her post. She's taken over now as Chelsea's top scorer by Frank Kirby in the WSL, Sam Kerr. Record breaker in the United States and down under as well. Most goals in the NWSL and W League 2. Scott turning into trouble, turning into Erin Cuthbert. Jill Scott, not just Jill Scott, the midfielder, but of a coach these days as well. I'm a player first, she says. Touch on by Scott. Here she is again. Back from Ellen White. Oh, just losing her footing in the end. Magda Eriksson. Denied by Jonna Andersson. City with the turnover. Calming influence, that is Kira Walsh in the middle of the park. It's Esme Morgan, who had a really good spell at Everton on loan last season. An opportunity to learn and, as she says, develop a lot under Willie Kirk. Here she is again. Stanway coming short. Greenwood. The former Lyon connection. Well, that of Sky Blue of Manchester City to bronze. White will not give up the chase, but Ann-Katrin Berger sees it out. She made just short of 50 appearances, multiple top scorer for Chelsea in her time, Ellen White. The start of her career. There is Cuthbert. She's hounded, gets the decision from Richie Watkins. City went out to Arsenal last season in the latter stages. And, Nick Cushing at the time. Last outing in this competition back in November ended with defeat across the city against United. Well, a bit further in league. Beaten on penalties. Have had victories over Everton and Liverpool this season. Scoring 3 times and both occasions. Chelsea had to beat Manchester opposition in the semi-finals last season when they went to LSV and beat United by a goal to nil. Marin Mielta with the only goal of that game. Here's Kelly. She finds room for a cross. Kelly, she's dug one out as well. It's just over the head of White. And Harder now can bring it away for Chelsea. She got the pace to get beyond Morgan, who has covered so well and has got the free kick. She's done excellent there. Well, she stayed with Pernilla Harder. Got a body in the way and earned the free kick. Stanway. Right for Kelly. Not much going on ahead of her. Steph Horton. Just a fortnight ago, celebrated 7 years at the club. Guiding City to their 3 successes in this competition, and success with Arsenal as well. Kelly. Now Bronze. Scott able to turn, now finding Chloe Kelly again. Bronze. Forced to retreat. Steph Horton. Greenwood, who seems to be enjoying playing as a central defensive partner of Steph Horton. Never so well playing in a left-back role. Here's G. Scored an absolute belter on this ground. In a true City-Chelsea classic. And you look at the Chelsea players and the strength in depth that they have and the star names that they brought in. G may just go under the radar a little bit. Her overall contribution. He says that she will be remembered as a Chelsea legend. Well done from Walsh to find Horton. Now Bronze. Scott for Kelly. Heavy touch from Chloe Kelly. Well, the way things have worked out so far in this quarter-final, City have enjoyed plenty of the ball. They haven't really been able to test Anne-Catherine Berger and the Chelsea goal thus far. Chelsea with their moments. Victories over Arsenal and Spurs this season have Chelsea. They played 2 games in the group stage. They should have played London City Lionesses. That time was cancelled due to positive tests in the London City Lionesses group. Kelly digging out across here, and it wasn't far away from Ellen White. Greenwood. Really good from her, just to shrug off Pernilla Harder. Stanway will chase this. And Catherine Berger taking charge. #1 in the WSL as well. The German, experienced German, who had plenty of success in her days in Germany. Towards the end of last year, she was finally able to make her international debut. Saw a great quote from her recently saying that when she was younger, she would always have an A4 sheet of paper with the Germany team on it and use an old school photo. Glue it over the faces of goalkeepers of the German side. She played a starring role in the final against Arsenal last season. With an assist to a name as well for Emma Hayes. Match-winning assist it turned out to be against United on Sunday. It's Riwon, long ball. Frank Kirby on the end of it. Chelsea goal and another Chelsea victory. And still maintaining this incredible unbeaten run in the league. 31 games, equaling the longest unbeaten run in the league's short history. Kerr. G taking over. Hounded by Kira Walsh. G again. Magda Eriksson. Millie Bright. Good for that switch, which Lucy Bronze, all eyes on the ball. Cuthbert against Bronze. Get another chance here. Oh, she bundled over by Bronze. Referee had a long old look at that. Eriksson's header back forward. Work out for Chelsea now, and Bethany England back for Cuthbert again. It's Erin Cuthbert. Will be a corner to Chelsea. Well, all eyes on Richie Watkins. Is there a decision to be made here? I think that would have been soft. In all fairness to Erin Cuthbert, she wasn't appealing for anything. Important touch from a City defender here, which in the end it's a corner to Chelsea. And it comes from Cuthbert. Now G. Drilled in. Well, 22 minutes into this one. And still nothing totally clear-cut created by either side. I'd expect it to be a tight occasion. This game just one of many coming thick and fast now. The start of the new year. Games have been rearranged recently for both of these two. The 2 games rearranged for City, including that. The coming up of West Ham at the end of the month. It's Kelly. Invades everyone. Harder has to clear it away. Didn't have the pace to go out for a throw. And now Steph Horton. Lucy Bronze. City happy to just make between themselves at the back until that long ball option from Greenwood. It's always on, isn't it? Just out of the reach of Stanway. Alex Green would have 2 changes from at the weekend, by the way. Kira Walsh coming back into the team as well. Janine Becky and Laura Coombs to the bench. Eriksson for Millie Bright. Open for a flag, they get it, City. Pernilla Harder was named in that FIFA World 11 with Millie Bright. Lucy Bronze. Big money at this level, signed from Wolfsburg in the summer. Standout signing, Pernilla Harder. 4 successive Bundesliga league and cup doubles in Germany. And a losing Champions League finalist in September against Lyon, against Alex Greenwood and Lucy Bronze. Greenwood, who came on for the final moments of last season's Champions League final. Because both of these two are still in the Champions League with successes over Gothenburg and Benfica, respectively. Intriguing story about Gothenburg, the fact that City beat them over 2 legs, Swedish champions. News came out that they were folding, only to be unfolded. Stanway. He's a scorer on both occasions against Gothenburg, and one of those being a milestone goal, being a 50th goal for Manchester City. Coming in the first leg in Sweden. Horton for Scott and Bronze. Experienced England trio. Away by Eriksson. Time for Leupolz. Bring it down on the chest, clear it away. It's been an ever-present, really, Melanie Leupolz. Certainly in the time playing at the WSL. From Bayern in the summer, started a career in the Black Forest in the deep south of Freiburg. Here's Karen Bardsley. He saved a couple of penalties in the Conti Cup final win against Arsenal in 2019. Greenwood. Oh, Millie Bright taking a risk, big risk, but she's got away with that. City winning it back though. This is Walsh, quickly forward for Kelly. No problems for Chelsea on this occasion though. Bit of a heart-in-mouth moment for Millie Bright. Scored a stunner of a goal in the Community Shield against City at Wembley back in August. The sunshine of Wembley seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Here's Eriksson. Leupolz looking it well with Mjelde. Harder for Kerr. It's a cute touch from Sam Kerr. He shares again, but Leupolz couldn't take it with her. Oh, thumbs up, no problems. Knew exactly what she was doing here. Might not be the type of night to be taking too many risks. In terms of the opposition, but in terms as well of the weather conditions that we have here, with Storm Christoph looking to batter the UK tonight and through the night. Harder giving away the free kick. Here's Kelly for Manchester City. It's away from G and Cuthbert. Now Horton. City's only defeat in the WSL this season coming against Chelsea. It's only 2 defeats in the league since December 2019, of both being to Chelsea and at Kingsmeadow. You do all right here. I don't think there was any real fear that this game would be called off tonight due to the elements. Not like what we've seen at Damson Park in Birmingham for a rearranged WSL game, which has been postponed. Should have been played tonight. Fixture against Everton that just simply can't get going. Here is Millie Bright. Up for G. Leupolz. Up for Eriksson. A chance for Chelsea just to have a feel of the ball. Millie Bright looking to try and get Chelsea in behind. Sam Kerr. Watson sliced clearance away. He's going to stay in play, and England will get there ahead of Lucy Bronze. Better clearance this time. Eriksson only to the path of Ellen White. Scott can't take it with her. Now Chelsea can come at City again with the lively Cuthbert. Leupolz for Sam Kerr. Oh. According to minds. Stanway, Leupolz, and Hemp, and off she goes, Lauren Hemp, with plenty of space in front of her. The driving rain. Hemp's cross too close for Berger. Well, positive position for Lauren Hemp to provide a cross. She provided goals. 2 of them against Aston Villa here. She's got an absolute stunner in the Champions League here against Gothenburg before Christmas. So is Chelsea causing a threat down at the other end, though. Sam Kerr in the thick of it. And she is again for Cuthbert. Scott across, an arm came across there. A mismatch in height between the two. Clear free kick. It's an area where Chelsea will look to threaten from a free kick situation where G has scored from around this range once before on this ground. Karen Bardsley watching on, making sure a wall is where she wants it. Everyone on their toes as the rain gets heavier here. Jon Anderson will just dink it in. There is Eriksson. Jill Scott to nudge it clear. Now G for Sam Kerr. Kerr for Chelsea. Pinball as it's eventually cleared away, bouncing around of City defenders. It's a sustained period this of pressure from Chelsea. Anderson. Greenwood calms things down for Manchester City. Morgan. Greenwood switching it and made the move to City once of United. Alex Greenwood, she's now played for both Manchester and Liverpool clubs. Here's Ellen White, all on her own at the moment though. And she's found Stanway, she's found it brilliantly. Georgia Stanway. Baker won't keep that in. City have a corner. Always looking for that angle to get a shot away here. Georgia Stanway, who's Manchester City's top scorer this season in all competitions. She's got 7 to an aim. Barrow's finest. Described as a real role model for all Barrovians. Chloe Kelly to preside over this corner, to drift it in. Scott's header down. Harder to overrun it, but a little nudge. And the free kick goes Chelsea's way to relieve the pressure. And it's been like this pretty much all day. Lovely Manchester welcome for Chelsea to the Academy Stadium tonight. A facility which is just incredible, really. Just 400 meters or so from the Etihad. The men's first team are in action tonight. There's Karen Barnsley, most capped goalkeeper for England, behind and Peter Shilton. Service to England and to Manchester City. She was born in the United States. Manchester connections from just down the road in Stockport. Steph Horton. Now Greenwood. Pressure and press is good. From Chelsea, back to Bardsley. It's a quarter-final which hasn't really lifted off as we'd have liked between these two. Also, if we do finish level after 90 minutes, extra period will be played and maybe even penalties. Here's Kelly driving on. Scott in support. Jill Scott, delicate ball in. It's catching practice for Anne-Catherine Baker. Hemp for Stanway. Finding Ellen White. Lauren Hemp. And so this is Kira Walsh. To drive it in from range. And Bethany England. That's well won back. Committed from Stanway. Horton for Greenwood. And looking for that option to go long. Like a quarterback role, really. Alex Greenwood again. Just 1 year with Lyon. It's led to a league title and Champions League success. Greenwood again. Pretty vocal on the sidelines, Emma Hayes. Casey Stoney reserving so much praise for her before the game against United on Sunday as being the key in leading the way in the women's football, and how the landscape has seriously changed since Stoney was a player and in a time at Chelsea. Just high praise and confidence for this team. It's the little things that she needs to step in when coaching such high caliber players. I prefer a flag on Kerr, who is offside. Magdalena Golba getting a flag up pretty quickly there. Height of the summer back home for Sam Kerr. Should be feeling a long way from home, I'm sure, in the driving Manchester rain and cold. Here's Greenwood. City get the free kick. G just a little eager. Stanway okay. Can't miss Georgia Stanway in Manchester, by the way. A giant mural on the side of a building in the northern quarter of the city. Harder. Comfortable for Horton. Dominated with the ball have Manchester City. Chelsea have caused issues though. In their moments. Here's Bronze for Chloe Kelly. Won't get away from Anderson. Certainly not of Leupolz. Cuthbert keeps the composure well. G. Nothing really on for G. The club since 2014, so that's when they've been playing without fans. It's felt like they're just constantly playing practice matches. I fully understand that. Greenwood will just have a word spoken to her by the referee. A chance for Bright to make her way up from the back. Eriksen's there as well. Has scored in the Conti Cup this season against Arsenal. Magda Eriksen. Scored against City in a career with Chelsea as well. Possibly favour the left foot of Anderson. It is Cuthbert. Greenwood's not dealt with that. Leupolz! Oh, it's got to go in! Horton couldn't do enough to keep it out. And in this quarter-final, it is first blood Chelsea. Well, despair for City skipper. He was scrappy, and there was Leupolz, and then Horton just couldn't do enough. Hit it so firmly, and she's rather unlucky. Here's Steph Horton, it has to be said. And Chelsea with the lead, thanks to a new signing in the summer. A player who scored against Spurs back in November in this competition. According to Emma Hayes, an unsung hero of this team, Melanie Leupolz. What does City have in response? They're coming close to half-time too. Just going to have the 1 minute. An ideal time for Chelsea to score just before the break. And there have been warnings to Manchester City from Chelsea, despite the fact that City have had the vast majority of the possession, but it's what you do with it. And Catherine Berger has really been tested at all. Here's Kelly. White tripped by Eriksson. But that will be that for the first 45 minutes of this quarter-final, in which Chelsea have the lead. Melanie Leupolz, her effort towards goal, just not able to be kept out by Steph Horton, who did all she could, City skipper. But in the end, it trickled over the line. Chelsea have had the better of the opportunities, there's no doubt about that. Not been too many, it has to be said. But it's a second half which we're going to have to see City come out, and we should have a really good second half. But at half-time here at the Academy Stadium in this quarter-final of the League Cup, it is Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1.
I'm Beth Mead and you're watching the FA Player.
Oh, that's a once-in-a-lifetime goal!
I'm Tash Hardin and this is me.
When the ball is at her feet, there is only one outcome.
Chelsea know that with a victory today, with the other games all being postponed, it is an opportunity. Kirby in behind at the flag, stays down, a chance for the opening goal, no mistake. Chelsea have taken the lead, 15 minutes on the clock. And Fran Kirby celebrates.
It's a bit of a hopeful one, straight down the middle with a flick on from Sam Kerr, and obviously Fran Kirby in the right place to get on the end of it, and then driving in, making really good decisions here. Obviously she's unopposed from a defensive point of view, but she still has to beat the keeper.
Mitchell gives it away to Kirby, again bearing down on goal for a second. This time, no mistake. And Chelsea have doubled their advantage after 22 minutes. And this is turning into the Fran Kirby show.
Paul, you took the words out of my mouth then, because it is going to be, you know, the Fran Kirby show right now. Really good finish, left foot. She sees Grace Maloney coming out, sees the space on that side of the goal, and what a great finish.
Reading just creeping forward, trying to catch Chelsea offside. Kerr keeps it in, and Kirby's there, and that is the hat-trick. The flag stays down, and Chelsea have scored a third, and Kirby has a first-half hat-trick.
Great delivery, because it hangs up, doesn't it? It gives Kerr time to get on the end of it here and great one-touch backwards pass into the central of the 6 yard.
The corner is floated in towards Kirby again. Can you believe it? That's another goal. And it is Fran Kirby with her fourth.
She's on fine form, isn't she? Look at that, pinpoint header. Great delivery, lots of pace on it, so she just needs to redirect it, which she does particularly well.
And again, Chelsea coming forward with Harder. Blunder with a chance to cross, looking for England at the far post. It falls for G. This is a chance for G, and this is a goal for G. And Chelsea have a fifth.
What a great technician she is. G just flicks it up with her right foot, gets the timing right, waits for the ball to bounce, times it really well, good power, and back of the net again.
All right, guys, this is it. It's time to work out what is the best breed of dog.
Winner stays on.
Winner stays on, yeah. Beagle v Dachshund. It's a very good looking Dachshund, I must admit. The bow tie is really throwing me. I don't feel like the Beagle's made much effort here. So the Dachshund goes through.
And this handsome chap is even dressed in his club colours. The King Charles just looks a bit sad. Buddy's the best, so he's going through.
The Springer Spaniel v the Corgi.
Do love a corgi.
Springer Spaniel, they're a bit
manic.
yeah, like they're
Full of
lots
energy.
chain. So yeah, I'm going to go with the cute Corgi.
Got the Labrador versus the Chow Chow. Most people in the country have Labradors. The Chow Chow, I can't say I know much about them other than their blue tongue. I think we're gonna put the Lab through.
Bulldog v Dalmatian. I know lots of people have Bulldogs and they've kind of come back into trend as such.
Yeah.
But the Dalmatian, I just feel like happy-go-lucky. I'm going with
Dalmatian.
the Dal.
We have the German Shepherd, which they work in the police.
Yeah.
They are very loyal. For me, I'm not bothered about yappy dogs. So for me, the German Shepherd
Again, good
has
choices,
made it
good
cut
choices.
through.
This little girl who I do recognise and most of you might recognise as Nala. Get what you see with the little Westie. So Nala, congrats.
She's made it.
You made it
the
through.
cut. I feel like Jack Russells have just been around so long. We're going to go for the.
I think we got quite. I'd have to
Cockapoo.
agree. I think I'd agree with most of your decisions there. I can't afford a royal dog, but you can. So, congrats, Flo. You made it. You made it big in the semi-final.
I mean, I think it goes without question that my first official child of mine is going to take
Official dog
the
child.
spot. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to bow out to my king
The king.
at the top.
Dalmatians are beautiful dogs.
And in the right family, they do make such a happy home. And
I will put Dalmatian.
look at that, I persuaded
I will
her.
listen.
And you went for, sorry, Nala.
Sorry, Nala.
There's so much to this dog to bring. This is hard. I'm going to go with my gut and I'm going to put the Cockapoo through.
I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to sway with. Flo, congratulations, little Dachshund. You are through to the final.
I don't even need to say anything likewise. I think he's taken the crown. Loving wise, they're just the best cuddly, furry companions you could get.
In case you haven't guessed it, Flo belongs to me. She's always going to be winner. She's already above Buddy here, so she might as well be the champion.
Oh, would you look at that? Buddy made it first.
So it looks like we're never going to be able to pick a winner, so we're going to let you guys decide who's your favourite.
Okay, it's time for you guys at home to have your input into the show. Let's welcome back Georgia Stanway, who's in the hot seat for our social media questions this week. And she's also, as we can see, joined by Marlo. Love it.
Marlo, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey! All right, both of you, you ready? Question number 1, Georgia and Marlo. If you weren't a footballer, what would you be/do?
I think for me, I've always got to keep busy. So I definitely couldn't work in an office. So it'd have to be either a PE teacher or in the army or in the police or something to keep me active.
Question 2. Is Sam Lewis as goofy as she seems in real life?
Yeah, Sam's one of my really good mates. I get on really well with her. Yeah, she's funny because she's so good at everything. She's one of them people that just walks into the room and she can light up the room. She's unbelievable off the pitch. She's unbelievable in the gym. And we could be lifting, and then she walks in and she just lifts it and basically like throws it up to the roof.
With one finger.
Yeah, with one finger. She's coming to say hi.
I've got to say, your multitasking skills are unreal. Talking, Marlo's doing his own ledge. Okay, question number 3 then. Who's your roommate in camp?
In England camp, I've roomed with Leah Williamson. I've roomed with her since the very, very start. I really enjoy rooming with her. She's the messy one, and I'm the one going around tidying all of her stuff. And then she goes, "Oh, Georgia, where's my kit?" And I'm like, "Oh, Leah, it's just folded over there." But no, she brings all the snacks, and I bring all the toiletries. So we've got a good relationship going on.
Right, we've got to say as well on that one, we had a few questions come in. I need to ask you, have you two made up? Because last time we saw you having a row on the pitch.
I knew this was going to come up. Yeah, I remember in the game, we was just toing and throwing. She was pushing me, I was pushing her, and we had a bit of argy-bargy. And I remember turning around mid-game and being like, "Leah, like, what are you doing?" And she just like looked at me and she went, "It's you." And I was like, "It's not me, it's you." So we had like a little bit of a tiff. But no, we're sweet. As soon as the game was over, we both just looked at each other, and it's one of them where you try and be angry with them and then you just start laughing.
Question 4, what would your old teachers say about you?
It'd probably all be positive, you know. At school, I was deputy head girl. I got all my GCSEs. My teachers loved me. Definitely teacher's pet. Basically, I was from an area, and I must have been the only girl that like enjoyed sport. And I remember every end of term award. He's crying. Mal. Every end of term awards, I remember just repeatedly getting the PE award. I was like, that's all I must have been good at.
Right, question number 5 then. Is there a sports icon that has influenced you in any way?
Yeah, growing up, I was a massive fan of Alan Shearer. He was like my idol growing up. I remember the first thing I had of him was the silver shiny match attack. And I remember as a kid, I took that absolutely everywhere. I remember even taking it to my first England camp. And then I got to about 15 and I was like, okay, I can't carry this around any longer.
Amazing. Right, Georgia, thank you so much for your time. Now, I'm sure you know, but last week we had Fran Kirby on the show and she went on and scored 4, all right, at the weekends. And we're not taking credit for that. Not at all. A little bit, but yeah. We're expecting the same from you this weekend, by the way. No pressure.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah, good luck, Georgia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries, thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Beth Mead and this is Quickfire Teammates. Loud. Dancer. Small. Oh, Scottish. Rodeo. Dutch. Fashion. Cute. Annoying. Bouncy. Snake hips. Football girlfriend. Quiet. Baller. Goat. I'm trying to say she'll get me if I say something bad. Prankster. CB buddy.
My ultimate 5-a-side team would be, drum roll please, no I'm just kidding, Karen Bardsley in goal, because she's just the ultimate shot stopper. It's a really hard choice between her and Ellie Roebuck, but for terms of experience, we're going with KB. I have to put Lucy in my team because she just is a champion. We're going to go with Jessie Fleming in midfield, my Canadian teamie. Caroline Weir with the left foot. That's 3. One more. Who do I have up top? I feel like I need to go with Chloe Kelly because she's in form. She's on it. So we have a heavily city-sided 5-a-side team so that you can expect anything else.
I'm Tash Hardin, and this is me.
When the ball is at her feet, there is only one outcome.
I'm Danielle van der Donk, and you're watching the FA Player.
As Leupolz, well, she pulled back the trigger. It seemed to beat Bardsley on its way towards goal, and Steph Horton, she just couldn't do enough, and she looked absolutely furious with herself. But it's just so unfortunate how it all came about for City in the end for the goal for Chelsea, which on the balance of play they probably just shaded it, but what is a very tight affair between these two as City emerge first in the rain. And this is how the goal came about. It wasn't the best of clearances, attempted clearances from Alex Greenwood into the path of Leupolz, and Horton full stretch as Bardsley was beaten. So unlucky, really, really unlucky. Alan Mann making changes as Chelsea emerge. Melanie Leupolz has got just the one goal in the WSL this season as well against Bristol City. The change for Manchester City will be that of Laura Coombs, and she's going to be coming on in taking the place of Kira Walsh, which was the original swap, the starting 11 from the team that won so convincingly here against Aston Villa on Sunday, I should say. But the signing of Leupolz was seen as a statement of intent from Chelsea when it was a deal that was sealed in March, before she then came to West London for the start of this season. A former captain at Bayern Munich. City to get us back underway. Off we go. They've got 45 minutes to rescue something, to carry on their progression, or to take Chelsea a little further in this quarter-final. They don't have the best of records against City in this competition, by the way. They've lost to them on 3 occasions. Never beaten them, in fact, of Chelsea. City have never lost a home game in the Conti Cup, which is extraordinary. It's the second meeting with Chelsea in this competition on home soil. They won by a single goal to nil in 2014, thanks to a sole goal from Tony Duggan on that occasion. Here's Kerr, England in the centre. Greenwood with the block, and it will be an early Chelsea corner at the start of this second half. Have had that extra game of Chelsea. City, before their game against Aston Villa at the weekend, they haven't played in a month. Chelsea had come back after the New Year with a success against Reading. And carried on that win in run against Manchester United. Game against Reading where they won 5-0 at the Medeski. Kirby scoring on 4 occasions. Kirby on the bench tonight. Comes the corner from Cuthbert. The head of Eriksson. City get the free kick. Aaron Cuthbert, who just missed out on being voted Scotland's player of the season for last season, lost out to Manchester City's Caroline Ware. Part of a Scotland side whose hopes of playing at the Euros next year dashed late on against Finland. And back in September, she joined the Chelsea 100 club. Erin Cuthbert. Here's England. And now for Cuthbert again. Kerr, the only advanced Chelsea player, against Horton. City getting numbers back. Now G for Kerr again. Eriksson. And now Millie Bright. Maren Mjelde, who's a scorer from the penalty spot. The 50th WSL appearance for Chelsea against City. And the league encounter at Kingsmeadow earlier in the campaign. Now Bethany England. This is well dealt with by Horton. Now Stanway can bring it away. Ellen White. They've kept her quiet tonight of Chelsea. Harder. Nice turn away from Coombs. Erin Cuthbert. It's a rather roaming role for Chelsea. They've allowed City to have the ball. Well, they've suddenly kept City quiet in terms of creating opportunities. But the winners will face either West Ham United or Durham in the semi-finals. Jeez, flagged offside. The other. That time to be played, Leicester against Bristol City. Which should be a fascinating one considering how well Leicester are doing this season and how turbulent a campaign it has been for Bristol City so far. So where Chelsea go next to the weekend? Stanway. Kelly. Bright's header. I knew exactly where Magda Eriksson was. Lucy Bronze. Right, putting the pressure on Eriksson. Bronze getting on with things. This will be comfortable for Anne-Catherine Berger. And certainly one of the best around. And Catherine Berger at 2.5 years at Birmingham City with Ellen White. Spent time with Paris Saint-Germain and Turbine Potsdam. And all the way to the final of the Champions League with PSG in 2015. Success on the pitch has overcome so much personally, offered as well. Cuthbert will chase this down. So Barnsley find Greenwood and Steph Horton. Quickly from Stanway. City's victory over Aston Villa at the weekend kind of capped off a week for City, which maintained their fine form domestically, and the introduction of another American coming across in Abby Del Kemper. He's been signed from North Carolina Courage on a 2.5-year deal, and is with the likes of Rose Lavelle and Sam Lewis with the US women's national team at the moment. Pressure from Kelly, and Kelly still, and she scored! City back level through Chloe Kelly. Talk about perseverance and keeping the pressure on. And Manchester City are right back in this quarter-final. Chloe Kelly. Well, it's such a poor one to concede. And the pressure on Magdalena Eriksson winning it and then keeping her composure. Really good from Chloe Kelly to win it back and to make sure something happens for Manchester City. How they needed that, and we're all square. Oh, she was a goal scorer against Chelsea, their sole scorer against Chelsea at Kingsmeadow. She impressed well for City in the Community Shield on a full debut. On goals, the big occasion, and that's something that we don't often see from Magdalena Eriksson, how she's given away possession so cheaply in such an area. And Kelly has punished Chelsea big time. Goals against Manchester United and at Chelsea this season in the league. She is for the big occasion. City's new number 9, having taken over from Paulina Bremer. Here's Leupolz, it's kept in play. And Chelsea to respond themselves. Leupolz has to hang it up, but catching practice for Karen Bardsley. To hang this up where Sanker was looking to make her move, but too close to City's goalkeeper. And that's what happens as well when you play the risky game of trying to play your way out from the back. Determination, though, from Chloe Kelly. Saw a comment from Eva Mannion recently, who's currently out injured for City, how Chloe Kelly can be world class. Missing out here, though. Anderson back, all the way back for Berger. And White putting the pressure on the German, but coolly done. Comfortable with the ball at her feet. Sam Kerr charging on for Chelsea. And back for Harder! Oh, how close was that? Just seemed to take it effortlessly in a stride. And very nearly Chelsea back in front. That's top goalkeeping from Karen Bardsley. A goalkeeper who's made more clean sheets in the WSL than any other. On Anderson to take this corner. Chelsea's so close to regaining the lead. Well, he comes from Anderson. Could be a test of this for Bardsley. Ups the punch. And then hooked clear by Coombs. They might just have a more open affair now. City don't tend to lose on this ground. They've not lost a home game since Atletico Madrid won here in September 2018. And they were very nearly behind again here, but for Karen Bardsley. Works so closely with Manchester FA as well, helping women's and girls' grassroots football in the city. Spot for City to get out of here. It was Hemp, but Leopold's won the header. The last domestic defeat on this ground was by Reading in 2018. Extraordinary record, and they're going to add some pace and some creativity, more creativity here through Janine Becky. And Alex Greenwood is going to make way, so an attacking change for Manchester City. As Greenwood departs and Becky comes on. You may just see Becky go out to the right side. Stanway's felt one now. Forward by Berger. It's clearly done by England. Now G. Mielda. Hemp in the way. Henry Kelly getting City right back into this cup tie. Here's Eriksson. Switching it on the money to Cuthbert. Mielda offering the overlapping option. Cuthbert with the cross. Kerr to take over now. And anywhere will do from Jill Scott. G. Go for a Chelsea corner this. To keep the pressure on. They've responded well after the setback of being pegged back. Do have the likes of Frank Kirby, Guru Wrighton on the bench. It's drifted in here, through everyone. And Eriksson to keep things ticking for Chelsea. Now G. Sent back in again. Oh, great ball in. Bardsley has not dealt with that, and the whistle goes in favour of Manchester City here. He's looking a little nervy. And talking of Guru Wrighton, here she is in place of Erin Cuthbert. +50 caps for Norway, Guru Wrighton. League winner in a debut season. So Esmond Morgan has been shifted into the central defensive role alongside Steph Horton as Becky's come on. Horton's not dealt with that, though. Straight onto it is Kerr. And covering well Laura Coombs, and that's exactly what she does. From Liverpool for last season, Laura Coombs. A player who has had spells with Arsenal and with Chelsea too in her career. Spent 6 years as a Chelsea player between 2011 and 17. Part of the Chelsea side to win their first major trophy in 2015 with a league and cup double. Comes the corner, England's header! 14 goals in 15 games last season in the league. Only Viviane Miedema scored more than her. Overall, 21 goals in all competitions. One of the very best. A bit of a barren run though. 5 league games without a goal, Bethany England. It's come so far since days of working in a chip shop in Barnsley when she was at Doncaster Bells. In fact, it's 5 years exactly to the day since Chelsea brought in Bethany England. What a servant she's been. Without doubt, the best day of 2020. After success in Nottingham at the City Ground against Arsenal in the final of this competition. A final with just over 6,000 at the City Ground. Immense celebration. Until the world changed to what we know it as today. A very different place. Here's G. Hemp can take over. City carrying on. It's out of the reach of Scott. And handed straight back to Chelsea. And Laura Coombs is still feeling the full effect of that challenge. He's had injuries throughout the career, especially with Liverpool. He struggles there. She says, "Make me the player I am today." Laura Coombs. Hemp given away, read well by G. Leupolz, who gave Chelsea the lead just before half-time. Some questions as to whether it would be her goal or a Steph Wharton own goal. Strike on goal had beaten. Karen Bardsley was on his way in. For all of the misfortune for Steph Wharton, but there is Wharton again. Kelly can't find Stanway. Harder. We got quiet, positive influence on this game as the minutes tick away on the clock. Bardsley will see it away from Wrighton for a goal kick. Suddenly a creator, Gura Wrighton. A couple of goals in 4-1 win against Arsenal back in October. Another sub role for her today, as it was for the final 12-13 minutes or so against United at the weekend. They kept Ellen White quiet tonight at Chelsea. There's not been much there, it has to be said, from City as the game has gone on. It's that lapse in concentration and pressure from Chloe Kelly, which was rewarded in the end. The only thing to really have troubled Chelsea so far in this quarter-final. This is a competition that has been dominated by Arsenal throughout the years. England for Kerr to the grateful possession of Karen Bardsley. And the Arsenal have appeared in more finals than Manchester City. City beaten Arsenal twice, Birmingham along the way, runners-up to Arsenal in 2018. Cut out by Maren Mjelde. Not really seen much of her in an attacking sense, as we do often see Maren Mjelde. Attacking, scoring fullback. She scored that winning goal against Manchester United to send Chelsea into the final of last year's competition. Kerr over the top. It's Sam Kerr, flashing it right across for a throw-in, in fact. I should be hoping that our luck will change soon in front of goal, considering the chances that went by on Sunday against United. A moment in the first half to open the scoring. The last goal came against Benfica in the Champions League when they won by 3-0. Just before Christmas. The influence that Sam Miris has had on this City side in terms of creativity. They have missed her at times tonight. Tower of Power, as she is known. Big friends with Abby Del Kemper, who's just come in. Scored a First career hat-trick recently for the US women's national team against Colombia. During that training camp, which will be away for the rest of the month. Stanway for Scott. I get a pass away as Wrighton was right there on her toes. Morgan, who's looking more and more accomplished at this Manchester City team. Still so young in her development, only 20. England under 19 captain at international level. They made the step up to the senior England training camp back in September, which was an incredibly proud moment for her. What will we see Fran Kirby tonight? Certainly seeing her back to some of her best form. Chelsea's all-time top scorer. Took her goal so well against United, and those 4 goals that she scored against Reading recently. Really seeing the best of her again and the form of her life, Anna Hayes believes. After her injury and illness of the last 18 months or so. Bronze penalised. Believing that she got the ball. So free kick to Chelsea. Won't be Anderson. Be Mielder, and it's cleared by Bronze. And as far as Sam Kerr, though, he's dug that cross out towards England. Gives away the free kick. It's good defending in the end from Lucy Bronze. She's got a fabulous goal against City last season, Bethany, England, in that 3-3 draw before the world stopped and football had to finish. The final game of last season's competition in the WSL, before Chelsea were eventually crowned champions through points per game. Coombs for Morgan. Becky caught out. Wrighton out of the reach of Kerr. It's going to be next to Blink. City or Chelsea in this quarter-final of the Conti Cup. Esme Morgan. Both of these two will be away from home. A bit of a rarity for Manchester City, considering that they are playing their 4th straight home game in all competitions. Off to Brighton for hosting West Ham United next up here at the Academy Stadium. February, by the way, starts off intriguingly with a trip to Arsenal, and then they will host Manchester United in the derby. If it's anything like the first one we saw in the WSL this season, we finished 2-2. United coming back from 2 down, should be in for a cracker. Here's Kelly, who scored on that occasion, finds the cross in! And City unable to finish off. That was a delightful cross. Lauren Hemp just couldn't get the right connection. Well, that's terrific from Chloe Kelly. So much pace on that. Chelsea opting to go long. Well, that will just be a sign of encouragement for Alan Martin's side. And that threat is always there with the quality of Chloe Kelly. The more vocal of the two coaches down there. Former Irish international, Gareth Taylor's right-hand man. That Gareth Taylor was saying in the programme notes before tonight was that they're keen to put their name back on the trophy. Oh, now then, and the hope of getting a penalty here, just a goal kick. How, says Chloe Kelly. Well, she got the afterburners going here, didn't she? Ooh. On Anderson. How much contact was there? A little nudge on the back there. Not enough for a penalty to be awarded. England makes a move. Barnsley putting the brakes on just about. 11 minutes or so to go. Are we going to need extra time, perhaps? Here's Bronze. And for Bronze again. Discussion down there amongst the Chelsea bench. Still, there are changes set to be made. Bronze quickly. Stanway loses out to Harder. Pernilla Harder. Done by Becky. Janine Becky was the hero of the hour when Manchester City last reached the final of this competition. She scored the winning penalty. And they beat Arsenal at Bramall Lane. It's White, clear free kick. She has barely had a look in tonight. Ellen White's a goal. It was the penalty appeal again. Chloe Kelly adamant that she should have had a spot kick. But there was enough contact there. These two finished last season in the WSL as the top two. And it's Hemp, beaten away by Berger. Quickly by Becky. Chloe Kelly. Stover runs it and G will take it off her. Stanway wins it back well. Determination from Georgia Stanway. Kelly. It's Stanway. Berger read that well. Here come Chelsea with Sam Kerr. Ball has stayed in play. Harder now. Away from Coombs. Back for G. Just slows things down. This rain is possibly at its heaviest now. Brighton can't set England away. Morgan's got to deal with this. Inside the final 10 minutes. But she can only find touch. Here come the changes. This is Sophie Ingle and Neve Charles. Sophie Ingle, Wales captain, and new coach after Jane Ludlow departed this week. And Neve Charles, who says he's going to take the place of Sam Kerr. He's been a really good signing from Liverpool. But the disappointments of being relegated with Liverpool last season. So Kerr makes way, Charles comes on, as does Sophie Ingle. It's the end of G's night. Sophie Ingle. It's been showing a versatility. Back to playing in a central defensive role at times this season, particularly in the Champions League. It takes her place in the heart of the engine room, really. Here is Charles. Fresher impetus for Chelsea. Leupolz. Right back for Berger. Here's Morgan. Lucy Bronze. Steph Horton. Now Bronze on quickly. Stanway get away from two, can she? Oh, she can. She's done really well. And kept her composure. Becky for Scott. To force Eriksson into seeing it out for a corner to Manchester City. With time ticking away for both in normal time here. Floated in. That's headed on by Morgan. Eriksson's header. Back in it goes again. Orton! City lead through Lauren Hemp. And it could just be the goal that sends City through. Still time yet for Chelsea, but Lauren Hemp, who's come back from injury so well, is in the goals again for Manchester City, and they lead for the first time tonight. Scrappy, but they all count. And how well has she taken this, by the way? On the chest and into the net. Manchester City in front through Lauren Hemp, who is scoring twice here on Sunday against Aston Villa in a devastating display. And here she is scoring what could turn out to be such an important goal of the quarterfinals of the Conti Cup. Well, she came back against Arsenal, having recovered from her hamstring injury that she picked up against Chelsea in the Community Shield. She's got a knack of scoring at home as well. She scored 5 goals last season, 4 of which came in. Certainly where the heart lies for Lauren Hemp. And a player that perhaps doesn't get the overall credit that she deserves. The PFA's Young Player of the Year for last season, on target and such a crucial time. And the holders of this competition starting to lose their grip on the trophy. Oh, cut out by Becky. City get the throw. Well, here it is again. It's clearance from Eriksson straight to Horton, but how she reacted in the control and then the controlled finish from Lauren Hemp. Well, a man side and nearly there. Manchester City before last season had featured in the previous 3 finals of this competition. Beating Birmingham, losing to Arsenal before beating them again in 2019 at Bramall Lane. It's the semi-finals. Are they on the brink of claiming a place, or do Chelsea have something to say about that now? City going to have to be on their guard. So 2 teams in the WSL who've yet to concede double figures for goals this season. And here comes Eriksson's header. England to keep things moving for Chelsea. Sent back in again. Wrighton just sticks it back in. That's nice from her. Oh, they've got it! They have got it! Spectacular from Niamh Charles. And Chelsea have levelled things up for a moment of utter magic. And all of a sudden, this quarter-final has burst into life right towards the end. What a goal! What a goal from Charles! The control, the execution is just magnificent. And the reaction from Chelsea, they do not want to give up their trophy just yet. Scored her first Chelsea goal in their 9-0 win against Bristol City this season. Community Shield success against City, the first piece of silverware that she'd won in her career. Been spent all her time at Liverpool. Extraordinary. In from Bronze, touched on, or just out of the reach of Hemp, and Chelsea clear it away. Well, 2 moments of excellence at both ends. First from Hemp, and then from the super sub. That is Niamh Charles. And it looks as though we are going the distance in this quarter-final. Never write them off. Bronze. On for Stanway. Oh, it might work out for Georgia Stanway here. Bright recovering. It's cleared by Anderson. Here is Hemp. Hemp with a cross. And just away from Ellen White. There's no doubt since Lauren Hemp has come back from injury that City's winning fortunes have turned for the better. It looked like that goal from her have been sending City through, but you never write off Chelsea, never. Again, that has had little sparkle at times, but these two have needed to produce, they have done. And that's that. What a breathless finish to proceedings here after 90 minutes, and we are all level. Chelsea going in front in the first half through Melanie Leupolds. And then Chloe Kelly getting one back before Lauren Hemp gave City the lead late on, but then a moment of utter genius really from Niamh Charles, getting Chelsea back level. And in the end, it is 2-2 after the 90, and we will have more here from the City Academy. Which way is this to turn? It's anyone's guess now. Full time though. It's finished Manchester City 2, Chelsea 2. So let's have a look back then at what has gone on. Oh, Chelsea taking the lead just before half-time. Melanie Leupolds here. Strike towards goal, unable to be kept down by Steph Horton. Then Chloe Kelly pickpocketing Magda Eriksson to level things up. Lauren Hemp taking her chance so well, and it looked as though that might have been the moment for City to win this game until Niamh Charles says, hang on a minute, have some of this. Spectacular. Some finish in what has just been an awful night under the lights here at the Academy Stadium, but certainly plenty of entertainment towards the end, more than anything. Which way is this to go? Manchester City have lost a home game in the Continental Cup. They have beaten Chelsea here once before back in 2014, but we're going to need a further period to see if they can do it again. And so quickly after they'd taken the lead to be pegged back, but sometimes you've just got to take your hat off to the overall execution of the strike from Niamh Charles. Got a move from Liverpool in the summer. Actually been rewarded, and a newcomer into the England squad recently. And Hayes predicting a very bright future ahead for Niamh Charles. And so her goal has brought a bit more life back into Chelsea so late on. Extra time we need. Well, we need to go all the way to penalties. Penalties where Manchester City have lost a shootout in the Conti Cup this season at rivals United. Another half an hour of action. Here's Bronze. The changes that Alan Marn has made with Becky and Coombs coming on. If you look at City's bench again, it's a youthful bench, academy graduates once again. Comparison to Chelsea with Frank Kirby still yet to be used tonight. Youngsters, so Billy Davis, who came on for a senior debut against Villa. Alicia Window as well. Reece Hemp. Scott taking over for City. Coombs now. Kelly have the legs to find Becky, won't. Wrighton. Here's Kelly. Fascinating battle between Kelly and Anderson tonight. Kelly going on. Jill Scott finding Becky now. Is Kelly offside? No, she's not. Going one way and then the other, but turning back into Anderson. Janine Becky for Jill Scott. Just hangs it in there. Catherine Berger taking hold. Leupolz. It's going to be a half an hour of action where neither side are going to be wanted to take too many chances. That fine balancing act of going to win it as well without the need of penalties. Ellen White, nicely laid off for Coombs. Horton. Becky. Positive from Esme Morgan. Kept low from Hemp. It's Scott. Well, the wide might have been coming back from an offside position. She scored her 40th WSL goal in her career against United at the weekend. So she waits in the cold, Frank Kirby. Harder, all fired across, and it's right on! Chelsea lead again! And are they able to hold on to this lead this time? All credit to Pernilla Harder here. And it wasn't cut out by Karen Bardsley as it trickles into the net. This is so well controlled by Wrighton on the slide. Chelsea in front once more. Another twist to the tail in this quarter-final. And delight for Emma Hayes. The contrast of emotions of both coaches on the sidelines. And a goal adding to the goals that she scored against Arsenal in this competition back in October. But here's Kelly down at the other end. She's kept that low. It's out of the reach of Stanway. Horton to win the battle against England as she has done. Bronze having to work for this. Stanway now. Can she get the better of Bright? Oh, it's a super save from Becker. Brave goalkeeping. I just hurt herself in the process. Terrific from Stanway too. As City look to respond here in extra time. To get away from Millie Bright, and that's brave goalkeeping from Anne-Catherine Berger. Big save. Such an important save. Steinway had done all the hard work. In comes the corner, and it's disappointing from a City point of view. Well, a game that took its time to come alive, and all of a sudden 5 goals here. It's never dull between these two, by the way. What is the 22nd meeting between Manchester City and Chelsea? Jon Anderson with the throw, near ever present in this team. Wants to turn Chelsea down before she eventually made the move. She turned them down in 2016 before then making the move to Chelsea. She felt that she wasn't ready to come to the WSL. Back by Eriksson. for Berger. Skewed one by Bronze. Karen Bardsley, with all of her experience, been disappointed she didn't make more of the attempted block, clearance away. Oh, and Catherine Berger down at the other end taking a chance. Scott for Hemp, and now for Becky. The change of scenery for Hemp and Chloe Kelly, who swap flanks now. Here is Kelly. Well done from Charles. Harder. Free nearly getting in the way. Leupolds. Instant right and clear. Becky. It's well won by Leupolds. On for England to chase. Harder. Becky tracking back. Chelsea back with it though. Bethany, England. A little flick on. Which way will this go? It will be a corner to Chelsea. She appealed for it and she's got it. Niamh Charles. Just the faintest of touches off the top of Morgan's head. From Mjelde. Well, that's flicked on by Millie Bright. And it's read well by Karen Bardsley. Just peeled away here. Millie Bright did well to get a header on target using the pace of the ball. Chelsea with the turnover towards Harder. It's well cleared away by Morgan, who has had a very good game tonight. Bronze. And here's Becky though, for Scott. Morgan. Hemp, arms out. What's on, has to go backwards. Ellen White. Scott will do her best to hunt this down and try and make life difficult for Maren Mjelde, and she's done that at the expense of a City throw. This is Stanway. Lucy Bronze. Not much going on ahead of her though. Bronze still taking it upon herself to work something. Oh, there's a little clip there, was there? Not according to the referee. And now she puts a point across. Oh, side netting. And Catherine Berger is struggling here. Stanway took this on, and I think it's come from the save that she made from Stanway just a few moments before. And this could be really important in the context of this game, because if we are to go to penalties, it will be a big call. We do have Carly Telford on the bench. All eyes on the thumbs up. The Chelsea team as to whether Carly Telford would need to be used as she's been sent out. Just to get warmed up on what is a bitterly cold and a very soggy night. Featured on the opening weekend of the WSL, Carly Telford against Manchester United at LSV. Feature in the final last season, but she certainly played a helping role in the previous matches up until the final against Arsenal. Here's Morgan for City. Stanway, that's a loose one. And Leupolz bringing it forward for Chelsea. Harder, she's been forced a little wide. She's got a cross in. England's there, who will it fall to? Leupolz, Horton in the way. Big block. Brighton. Oh, it's a fabulous goal! Sensational! From Sophie Ingle. Well, she is one for the spectacular. Just ask Arsenal. And Sophie Ingle has come up with something special again for Chelsea. As soon as it left her boot, this was flying into the top corner. Well, they just couldn't clear it, City. And then on the money, big time from Sophie Ingle. Well, certainly Charles's goal was good. This is a hold my beer moment, isn't it, from Sophie Ingle. Sensational for Chelsea. Oh, look at that. Well, that goal that she scored against Arsenal, it was a Puskás Award nominated goal recently. She says, I don't normally shoot that much. Goodness me, when she does. Magnificent. Chelsea in the hot seat at half-time and extra time with those two goals from Brighton and then from Ingle. We have to go back to 2017, her last goal in this competition, coming in her Liverpool days against Sheffield. Outstanding. Well, they just couldn't deal with it in the end, Manchester City. Bouncing around, a big block from Horton. And then Brighton teeing it up for Ingle. Have some of that, she says. Well, if she says that she doesn't normally shoot, I think Gemma Hayes might be asking her to shoot some more. Because when she does, she can produce some absolute magic for Chelsea, as she has done tonight. And Manchester City have some serious work to do now. Jess Park coming on for Manchester City. What sort of impact can she make as Bethany England has come off at Chelsea? Get that blanket around to get her warm. Some outrageous goals tonight. Here's Hemp. And Chelsea looking to progress, just keep on winning. It's an extraordinary record that they are currently are hoping to continue. Chelsea introducing Jessie Fleming for this final quarter of an hour of the game. All of her appearances in the league, the Canadian have come from off the bench as well. Fleming, London-born, but London, Ontario in Canada. Last domestic defeat came in the FA Cup. Last season's FA Cup to be concluded this season when they were beaten at Goodison Park against Everton. That back in September. Since then, at all competitions, they've won every game bar one. Oh, out of the reach of Hemp. And that bar one was a 1-1 draw of Boreham Wood against Arsenal. The remaining team in the WSL yet to have lost the game as they ended Manchester United's unbeaten run in the league in midweek to leapfrog them. And they're staring down the barrel of a 7th successive win in all competitions. The conversations go on with Emma Hayes and her coaching team, Stuart Searle there. What a turnaround. And it looked like they were on their way out of this competition with 3 minutes or so to go, and Lauren Hemp scored to make it 2-1. Now they have turned this around. But just getting stronger and stronger with every game, aren't they, Chelsea? Won everything domestically. All eyes will be on the Champions League for this season too. Morgan, the emphasis on Manchester City to find a route back into this cup tie. Stanway now. And a scuffed or attempted pass. Morgan. Hemp for Bronze. Stanway. Conti got Fleming and holding her off well. Now Bronze. This is Morgan. A vision to switch the play. Coombs beaten to it. The more City push forward, the more susceptible they are to the counter-attack of Chelsea. Here is Bronze. Hemp. Chelsea back in plenty of numbers. going to need something special in terms of creativity for City to get through Chelsea here, you feel. Becky can always provide. Janine Becky towards Scott. Hit by Stanway. And that's very well taken by Berger. An awkward night in terms of the wetness of the ball. A potential injury that she's still carrying. Stanway gives away the free kick. Four for Chelsea at a ground that they can never seem to win at. Here's Fleming. Plenty of running in Jessie Fleming, the freshness that she brings, but she's athletic, a keen runner through her school days. 1,500 metres, 3,000 metres. One of the top young players in the world, according to Anna Hayes. Future of Canadian football with 77 senior caps to her name. She's the tender age of 22. Jessie Fleming. Fellow Canadian. Janine Becky earning the throw-in here for Manchester City. Chloe Kelly. Stanway. Just through that dark blue wall. Well, scrappy goals when they've needed to take them. They have done, City, tonight, but in terms of just overall execution, goals from Charles and goals from Sophie Ingle as well. Just outrageous. Harder. Oh. All smiles for Chelsea. It is never a easy place to come to. They know that. A City team who just don't lose here. Since 2018 have they lost a domestic game here. Baker. Going to get a free kick. She was just caught as she was clearing it away. And the wars in extra time, certainly, and Katrine Berger. She was nominated alongside Ellie Roebuck of Manchester City for the FIFA Best Goalkeeper Award. Goalkeepers are going to be so assured with their feet these days. And she was there before just being caught by Chloe Kelly. There's nothing malicious in that at all. One back by Wrighton. He nudged Chelsea back in front in the first half of extra time. Fleming Coombs going to keep her cool. Bronze has kept it in. Strong in the challenge was Fleming. Stanway. Now Scott. That's a tired pass. Horton. That's Bronze. Well, the game's starting to get away from Manchester City now. And the quick turnaround, which will see them travel to Crawley to take on Brighton. Winnable game certainly next up in the WSL for both of these two. City of Brighton, and then Chelsea to face Bristol City, who they put 9 past the start of the campaign. Looks as though it's going to be Chelsea who'll be through to face West Ham or Durham as Berger comes to claim and just tells her teammates, let's just calm down a little bit. Still feeling that. And knock she picked up and keeping Georgia Stanway out. Bronze forward. Away by Bright. Here's Becky. Can City get a goal? Cause some doubt in the minds of Chelsea, the current holders, the WSL champions. Hanging on with things quickly. In comes the cross, but those second balls are being picked up by Chelsea and the clearance away. Races on here, but Morgan covering from Niamh Charles. Here's Scott. Now Morgan, Emma Hayes on the sidelines, urging her team to keep going, to not let slip. The hard work that has been done as City still possess the threat, but Stanway, that's just born out of frustration, that challenge. A player who's scored in FA Cup finals. Not to be her night tonight, it seems. Here's Bronze. And Bright. And Charles. One of her finest moments. Rare goals that she's scored in her career. And that breathed a whole lot of life back into Chelsea so late in the game. Just the one more minute for Chelsea to run down here. Stoppage time, keep it in the corner, frustrate City even more. Stanway. She certainly won't stop. Now Becky. Janine Becky for Manchester City. Struck the back of Jess Park. And now Harder. Charles has to run it into the corner. Ball has gone out of play, has it? Yes, it has. But that's it. Chelsea's night. And the holders continue their run in the Continental Cup. Emma Hayes' side going through after extra time. But goals to remember in extra time, in particular from Sophie Ingle, from Niamh Charles to take us to extra time. And Chelsea, in a topsy-turvy contest, have come out on top here, and they just keep on winning as well. 7 successive win in all competitions, and they've gone through to the semi-finals in the hope of going all the way again and winning this competition in back-to-back campaigns. Melanie Leupolz had given Chelsea the lead just before half-time, only to be equalised by Chloe Kelly, and then the drama towards the end inside the final 5 minutes. Lauren Hemp looked as though she'd given Manchester City the way into the semi-finals, but Niamh Charles responded spectacularly. And then Gura Wrighton in extra time, and then cue Sophie Ingle with one of the goals of this competition this season overall. Spectacular, and Chelsea go marching on in this competition, and they're winners after extra time tonight against Manchester City by 4 goals to 2.